So
Ryu?
For Ryu, I'll join you so that you won't feel left out. Well, Ryu is pretty standard.
Ryu is really good.
Yeah.
I feel like Ryu he feels to me sort of like Third Strike Ken. A little bit. And then he has a lot of all-around tools, a lot of dash mobility in sort of the same way. Just a lot of good stuff. He does a lot of damage. Fireballs, I think, are really good. Now, definitely a lot of characters have options that will nullify or reflect fireballs. But once you're in V-Trigger, your fireballs are awesome.
They're so fast, and they knock down. Like, just a single hit fireball knocks you down, so yeah. So I really like his potential zoning game. His buttons are awesome. He has a lot of useful mid-range tools. Crouching medium kick, of course. Sweep, of course. One thing that you might not expect is that stand short is cancelable. It's the same Ryu stand short from Third Strike, where it's a little. It's like Oni stand short, right? Right. But it's cancelable like Oni stand short. And so I was talking with Forwood, who was there, and he said that he was whiff punishing crouching medium kicks by doing stand short fireball. Oh, nice. Which he felt really made the Ryu mirror matchup much more interesting. Okay.
I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Hurricane kick will hit crouchers if you combo into it.
Like the very start of it hits crouchers, and then the rest of the hits miss. It looks like so. That's the way it looks like it was designed. So yeah, we should mention this, that characters' normals are really different. They're really different than they were before. So so yeah, Ryu. I think he's gonna be fine. I think he's going to be fine. He's
very good, I think.
Very high damage and stuff like that. So
very high stun.
Let's talk about what his V-skills and his V-trigger are,
sure.
Right? So V-skill is the parry. So he's got a high parry, and then if you hit down on V-skill, you've got a low parry. Now this, yeah, he did.
No, it's the same.
No, I was doing down parry specifically to parry lows.
Same.
Did you ask Peter this?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
So I was hitting down parries to parry lows for no reason? So there's no high or low parry for him?
Nope.
I was hitting down parry. I could have sworn there was a different animation, too.
That's what he told me. I mean, I didn't try it, but that's what he told me. If anybody has played it, let me know.
Yeah, I know, okay.
But that's what I was told.
In any case,
yeah,
you can parry by hitting the 2 medium buttons.
And it works against jump attacks, whatever. Right. It works against supers.
But now here's
only throws it does not.
Here's the interesting part. Is that when you do the parry, he has a parry window, like, whoop, and then he's done parrying, right? So if you hit him during the recovery, that's a counter hit. That's what Peter told me. So basically, if you bait the parry, you can hit him and get some decent damage off of him. But not only is that important, but he has to finish that animation even when he parries. So after he parries, he has to finish the animation, and then he can do something.
Right.
The only thing he can cancel a parry into is another parry.
Right. So if you come at him with some multi-hitting attack, he can go parry, parry, parry. And by the way, the second and then set of parries are just mash.
You can just mash.
Super
we
easy.
tested with the lightning kick, so we parried the first one, and then it was just like mash the rest.
Super easy.
It's like parry, 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 parry.
Right. But if the opponent comes at you with just one light attack that recovers quickly, then Ryu will actually recover later than the opponent from his parry than the opponent will from the opponent's crouching short or whatever.
Yes.
So you and I set up a situation where I did crouching short cancel into Dragon Punch.
Yes.
And you parried my crouching short and tried to mash Dragon Punch as hard as you could.
Right.
And my Dragon Punch came out first every time. So I had more advantage in that situation. Now I'm canceling it, okay? So it's not like I did crouching short then.
Right.
But, that sort of drives home the point that parry does have this liability where it has to finish its whole frames. Short recovery window, but it is there.
Yeah, and not only that, but you can't even block.
You can't even block.
So you did low short uppercut, and so we tested this. I parried the low short and tried to block, and the uppercut would hit me. So you really do need to parry both hits. If you parry one hit and they cancel, you gotta parry the rest of them. And in fact, the recovery was kind of interesting enough that we were even trying to test it to parry jump attacks, and I would uppercut you. And if you did the attack low enough, you would just land and block the uppercut.
Right.
Like it couldn't do so. So the parry is not as good as a standard parry, for sure.
For sure.
But it is still going to be useful because, I mean, like you predict a Bison scissor kick parry, he's dead.
Blown up.
Right.
30%, 40% life.
Exactly. So it's still going to be useful.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And some people are saying that they want it to be better and stuff like that. But look, if you made that parry too good, Ryu is going to be the best character in the game.
Yeah, I mean, he's already really good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
if you have a parry, the way to beat a character with a parry is you have to change the way the character plays. Third Strike is designed. The reason why Yun was always so powerful in Street Fighter 4 is because he's based on a design on a game with parries. So you've got a dive kick character with a command throw that he can combo off of and like 17 overheads. That's because he was in from a game with a parry, right? Dudley, I have all these things I can combo off of my overhead. He's from a game with a parry. So, you know, Ibuki, she's all crazy. She's from a game with a parry, right? So those character archetypes, you have to make them work a certain way to defeat someone who has really good parries. If you made Ryu's parry equal to like Third Strike parry, then he'd just be way too good.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it does have downsides, but I do feel that it's strong still.
Yeah, it'll be very effective. Yeah.
His V trigger is that he like goes into Denjin mode basically. And so when you're throwing fireballs, all of your fireballs are really fast.
They're lightninged, yeah.
Yeah, they're lightninged. You can charge them up and they'll do more hits. And if you charge them up long enough, you'll get an unblockable fireball.
Well, it's blockable, but the last hit will make you go into guard crush animation.
Okay, I guess that's an important distinction.
Yeah. So basically, like if you did the full charge and they go blah blah blah, pow, and you just stood there, they're not taking really any damage off of that outside of the chip damage from the fireball, right? You actually have to dash up and combo them.
Right.
So basically, if you charge it all the way, and then they armor break, you gotta dash up and do something to them. So if you know what's coming, and if you do the EX fireball, it's like already like 75% charged, so it comes out super fast. But if you do manage to hit them, then dash up, low fierce hurricane or something like that, and get a full combo off of that.
I think that's really interesting because it makes his zoning better. It makes his just mid-range pressure games better. And then he has this like I'm sure people will find cool setups into Denjin.
And dude, my favorite thing was just that Daigo would just activate it so that his fireball game was scary as hell. Because the fireball comes out so fast all of a sudden. It just zips across the screen. And not only that, one hit knocks you down.
Right.
So it was just like, it wasn't even like, pow, I got hit by a fireball, let me keep advancing. It was like, boom, I got knocked down, 4 fireballs, help, you know. So it was really, really good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that Ryu's really good. He's definitely a Daigo, Alex Valle kind of Ryu.
We talked to Alex Valle, and I was like, what do you think of the game so far?
Yeah.
And he was like, everybody's dead. In which he's referring to everybody who plays against him.
Yep.
Because he looked really
Ryu's
excited.
back, man.
He was really excited about that. So, and Peter even told us, he like told Valle, he's like, you have to keep playing Street Fighter for this next version because the game is like designed for you.
Right.
Because Peter, I mean, literally Peter learned most of his game, his crazy frenetic option from Vi. He credits Vi too. He's like, I'm designing this game. Who did I learn like a lot of my stuff from? Vi's like, okay. So yeah, it's really it's gonna be good for him. So yeah.
Yeah. That's not an insult to Daigo. They play like very similarly.
Oh yeah.
So I really like Ryu. Look, I usually find Ryu boring. The only time I haven't is in Third Strike, when he has big damage, cool mix-ups, and Denjin, which is like this really unique option. And he has that stuff again, so I'm interested in him. I think he's fun.
I mean, some people are laughing about comparing Vi to Daigo. Dude, just look up SCR Daigo versus Vi Street Fighter 4 and tell me before Daigo Momochi if that wasn't like one of the best footsie matches ever.
I'll tell you what the main difference is between those two people. It's just the amount of time and care that they put into playing SF4 right now.
Yeah,
that's it.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Absolutely.
They've always been on a pretty similar footing when it comes to talent, I feel. They've had a lot of really epic matches over the last 2 decades.
Dude, there's even a video on my YouTube channel of them playing in Third Strike where Vi beats him.
Yeah, for sure.
Ken versus Ken.
Sure.
Yeah, he beats him in there. So,
sure.
Yeah.
Anything else about Ryu?
Yeah, just in general, really good buttons. Like we said, target combo, strong, fierce, roundhouse.
Yeah.
Trying to think if there's anything crazy about him. No, not really.
Jump strong works just like before.
Yeah.
Juggles.
Yeah. And afterwards, you can get combos off of that. And in fact, you can do one hit jump strong into Hurricane, which will be a 2-hit combo You don't even need the EX one if you do it like on the way up, so it connects properly. But yeah, V-Trigger, when you activate it, his uppercut does like a grip of damage and stuff like that.
Does so much life.
Dude, I think I lost 25% life against Peter one time just by getting hit by like an EX Shinsho while in
I think you're right. Yeah, by the way, speaking of cool combos, in the corner you can do, we saw Peter do whatever cool combo into EX Hurricane into EX Shoryu.
Yeah.
That was like 40%.
And no, you cannot dash out of the charging fireball.
Right.
So basically, once Ryu started it, and if the guy jumps, dude, Ryu is just dead. He's pretty dead. So you have to have a pretty good read to get that. So yeah. So. Okay, let's go on to the next character. Let's talk about Chun Li.
Sure.
That's the second character that was revealed, right? So Chun Li, she's so footsie based now. She's really footsie based. Like as when you saw Momochi play her.
Yeah.
Dude, it was so good the way that he was playing her. Oh, it was so beautiful watching him play her.
Agreed.
So she just has a lot of really good buttons. Again, with all the buttons having purpose. You know, like he was using that low strong so good. Wow, it was so sick. And, you know, she's just got really good buttons again. Very good footsie normals. I don't think her low roundhouse reaches nearly as far as it did in the Street Fighter 4. Because in the Street Fighter 4, that thing, like, it was almost like Dhalsim. Like, she was stretching somewhere, you know, and that was hitting, like, from ranges that it shouldn't be hitting. But her footsies are really, really good. Okay, look, I'm just going to address this because everyone in chat keeps talking about
I see it.
So, obviously, during the character selection screen, the versus screen, dude, she's like on some DOA level when you set your age.
She goes for a wild ride, man.
Yeah, when you set your age to 99 on the Dreamcast version of DOA, that was pretty much what she was. So if you guys don't know, on DOA, on the settings, they ask you for your age. And if the lower it was, the less jiggle physics that they had. This isn't hackable at all. But if you actually put your age up to 99... Like, apparently, it was like you were on the moon. That's how someone described it to me. But yeah, during the versus screen, that was there. Peter was like, look, don't make me go into the technical details, but it is a bug.
Yeah.
It is a bug. It will be gone.
Yeah.
So, hopefully, it will be gone at some point in time. So, yeah. So, everyone keeps talking about it, but apparently it's supposed to go away. She's not supposed to be... you know, in space. She's not astronaut Chun Li.
Yeah.
So,
so you did say it's a bug. I just want to point out it's real. Real story.
Absolutely. So her footsies are really good, right? Footsies are really good. It's really interesting because she is a mix between charge and not charge character. Lightning kick is not like it was in Cross Tekken. I mean, you can do quarter circle forward kick, not nearly as safe.
It's punishable in some cases.
It's punishable, especially the roundhouse was super punishable. She can also do lightning kick in the air. Jump up, hit quarter circle forward plus kick. And it was pretty good because if you can get through most of your jump and do it on your way down, she falls onto you. And it's kind of like Vice was in CVS2, you know, with that little kick move that she had. But that had, like, no recovery when she landed. It's really good. So if you block it, then she's like, hey, guess what? I have advantage and I get to attack.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but otherwise, she is pretty much the perennial footsie character. So, like we even said, Peter told us her alpha counter puts you at footsie range that she wants you to be at, right? So if you just have really strong footsies, that's the character for you.
That said, I think she has good pressure. Her carrot throw is the farthest, and that just gives pressure. Like, it just means that she has a better frame trap game than anybody else. So,
right.
I think that's going to be really strong for her. She had cool punishes, so her V-Skill is this little short hop that hops up into the air, hits on the way up,
goes whoop, and then just kind of comes down.
You can cancel it into hops, which you can cancel into legs in the air.
Yeah. So you can do V-trigger, which pops them up, stomp, 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 EX legs.
Right.
EX legs is the only one that connects. If you do regular legs, it won't connect.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is after the hop, you can do any normal attack you want in the air. It's just basically like a really quick short jump that can hit on the way up. And if you do hit on the way up, you're rewarded by a pretty decent combo if you're willing to spend the meter for it. So it's actually kind of cool. It's actually kind of neat.
Agreed. It kind of is like Assault, except for it doesn't hit of its own accord.
Yeah.
I mean, Assault doesn't hit of its own accord.
Right. But if you predict fireballs, you can really get over fireballs and punish and stuff like that. So,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I guess it's probably a way to move forward while holding charge. But whatever. We'll see how this stuff goes.
Yeah. Her V trigger is really interesting. So when she activates V trigger, all of her hits like gain. It's almost like she gets a shadow. Like, if you really want to think about it, it's almost like graphically there's a shadow back there, but depending on the button she hits, there's either 2 or 3 shadows, right? So basically all of her normal moves end up hitting multiple times all of a sudden. I don't know if her special moves change. I'm not 100%
I'm not sure about that.
But they also gain, like, juggle properties and stuff like that. Like, we saw someone hit with strong out of the air, and then the second hit connected, and it was a soft knockdown as well. But also, so her low strong slide where she goes under fireballs and does the very the third strike-ish slide, right? No, what game was it that had that button? There was a game that had that button, but I don't remember which one. In any case, she kind of does this crouching strong slide where she can go under fireballs.
Is it Alphas?
It wasn't one of the Alphas.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but it's really unsafe.
Is it CBS2?
No, I don't think it was CBS2 actually.
Well, whatever.
Yeah, but it's really unsafe if you do it too close. I'll wait.
Yeah, it's almost done.
It's really unsafe. But when you activate the V trigger, since it hits twice, it was like, and it was much safer all of a sudden. But then it also lets you get links that you normally couldn't get before, so you could do like, I mean, like, stand strong into low forward is a standard link, but instead of 2 hits, you get 4 hits and stuff like that. So, but I'm pretty sure people will start finding combos that you can link that you couldn't normally link with that. So
I'm sure. And on top of that, it makes it so that she does more white damage as she's pressuring you.
Oh, that's true. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, because each one of those hits is like is a hit for that. So I feel like that's part of why I think she's going to have a good pressure game. That plus the carry throw means that she can like be dealing this potential damage and then cash out like it's KI, I guess, and with the throw or something like that, or with the low, whatever.
Yeah.
So I do feel like it gives her nice pressure, and it's sort of a good. It fits in well with the fact that she accidentally has a good carry throw, and it's a good complement to her mid-range game. I think.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of weird, like the fact that she has a good carry throw. I kind of like that because it feels third strike.
I totally agree. Totally agree.
And I don't feel like she has anything that's really oppressive right now. Some of these characters can feel really oppressive. Some of these combos are ridiculous. Although Momochi's combo was sick. He was like low forward lightning kick, low jab spinning bird kick.
Yeah,
it was so cool.
Did a lot of damage.
Yeah, it was a lot of damage.
Every combo does.
But her fireball and her spinning bird kick both still charge moves. So yeah, and she does have the alpha handstand flip kick, where she jumps on her hands and then axe kicks, and that in fact is not a special move. It's just offensive crouch plus medium kick.
Yep.
Yeah. So really
anything else about Chun?
Yeah, just really good buttons in general. So, I'm expecting her to probably get a couple of things that might buff her up before we see the final release, but we'll see how that goes. So.
We'll see.
Okay.
Who do you want to talk about next?
Nash.
Let's talk about
Order
Nash.
of release. So.
Sure.
So
so Nash, don't think of Nash as old Alpha Charlie. Don't think of him as Guile. He's neither of those for sure.
Dude, the best was when we saw the guy, casual players on stream, and one guy was using Nash, and you could tell he was trying to do sonic booms and flash kicks.
You see him walk backwards, and then he steps forward, and he does the overhead.
Yeah.
Or you see him do instant roundhouse.
Yeah, None of that works.
He doesn't. It's not charge moves, and on top of that, he doesn't have flash kick. It's not even like it's a quarter circle or something. He has what looks like Genocide Cutter, but it's not invincible.
Yeah, Genocide Cutter is spin kick with roundhouse. And that's it. And it's just a combo ender, pretty much. So, yeah.
So instead, he's very offensive. We saw Shen play him earlier today as a very projectile-heavy character with a couple of anti-airs, but like very specific situational anti-airs. Yeah. So he does throw sonic booms fast because they're quarter circle, they're not charged. You can just do them. Yeah,
but the interesting thing about him, so I played a lot of Nash, right? When you throw him, like you can't tell when you watch it. Because the startup, he doesn't move very violently. Yeah. So it's like, and then he goes, sonic boom, right? But that little startup, so the way instant fireballs are usually balanced is that there's usually a lot of startup at the beginning or there's a lot of delay at the end, right? Ryu is Hadouken, sits there, right?
Right.
And then someone like Morgan is like Soul Fist, and then it comes out like that, right? So Charlie, or Nash, is the latter. He goes, sonic boom, and that's why he can recover so fast off it, because the fireballs don't come out. And in fact, we even saw Shin do, like, poke into sonic boom, and the guy just, like, uppercutted him right in between.
Right.
So, yeah, but, but he can be pretty offensive, and he's got some really interesting tools. I really kind of liked him. So he has a spin kick with medium kick where he just does a quick slash like this. And it's a great poke. If you do it at the right distance, it puts him at a range where it's hard to punish him. So most characters I don't even think can punish at the right range.
Dude, you would press buttons afterward, and I tried to press buttons afterward, and it felt like you beat me every time.
Right.
So.
And then if you do quarter circle forward plus kick, then he jumps into the air and does the moon slash, basically, which was from X-Men versus Street Fighter.
Right.
Which was the flash kick from the air. So you're not actually doing a flash kick from the air.
Right.
You're actually doing it from the ground, which he jumps up and does the flash. So it's more like Jaguar kick. It is, in fact, it's almost exactly like Jaguar kick. It's just Jaguar kick. But the roundhouse one goes like 3/4 the screen. Like it goes super far, and I'm pretty sure he's plus.
It seemed like it.
I'm still trying to see if I can combo off of it.
Okay.
Like I want to just like boom and then low jab or something like that. Didn't really get a chance to test it out. But I mean, it's a really interesting. So like we have Adon with the Jaguar kick, right? Yeah. So it's like you're walking around playing footsies thinking about the Jaguar kick, right? But Charlie has a sonic boom. So he's a projectile with a Jaguar kick. So it was just really fascinating to me. Like you sweep him, boom, sonic boom. They have to get up, and then you Jaguar kick, and what are they gonna do? They have to just take that, right? So there's just some really interesting kind of design with the character, and I really wanted to play with it. So I was playing a very kind of like a flowchart-ish kind of offense. But then Shin just started adding on like all sorts of craziness to it. And I just feel like the two combined together would be really interesting. But not only that, so let's talk about his V-Skill and his V-Trigger.
Sure.
Let's talk about his V-Trigger first, actually. If you build up his V-Trigger, which is only 2 blocks, you can activate it in 3 directions. I don't know what the third is. I know the forward one is he just goes straight across the screen. And when you activate it, he literally teleports.
Yeah.
And it's fast.
It's very fast.
It's fast. Or if you do, I believe it's neutral, he just teleports in front of them on the top. I think the last one might be on top in back. I'm not 100% sure, but he gets this teleport. He doesn't get a gauge. You just activate it and he teleports, and he's right over there. But like we said, it's ridiculously fast. It feels almost broken. Like if it was a move that he had access to all the time, game over. Best character in the game. Ryu's a full screen away. Hadouken, teleport over there. You're behind him. Combo, dead. Right. So what's interesting about that is it's only 2 bars, but it turns out that his V-Skill, he just reaches out and kind of grabs.
Right. I mean, it reflects projectiles. Or sorry, it absorbs. It absorbs projectiles, but it also hits.
Right. So someone asks, do moves overall have a higher amount of active frames? I don't know. It's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell.
But yeah, so he just kind of reaches out, and the thing about it is he can grab fireballs and then he'll turn it into V-meter. But it's a hit, too.
Yeah, it's a hit also.
And not only is it a hit, but I felt like it was his farthest poke.
It was fast. It was safe.
Yeah.
It had a good hitbox on it.
Yeah, and it was just really weird. Like at some points, I felt like I could just like do V-Skill, and it was like annoying, right?
Yeah.
But even when you block it or he hits you with it, he doesn't have to grab fireballs. He can just touch you with it, and he'll build V-meter.
Right.
So I feel like if you really want to play him correctly, you want to get that as much as you can, get your teleport, and now all of a sudden you have this one card that you just bust out to just like totally ruin somebody's day, and then go back to doing this. You could maybe get like 2 to 3 V-triggers around if you play it right.
Peter said you could do that.
Yeah. And not only that, we should probably also mention, Ultras people tried to save.
Yeah.
And Peter was just like, dude, there's no reason to save it. Just like, if you get a V-trigger, just activate that and just go. Because you could probably build another one up the next round, right? So it's not like Ultra where when you build a V-trigger, you're already at 90% drained. You know what I mean? So
it doesn't transfer over rounds. We should mention that. V-meter does not transfer over rounds. So if you lose a round without having used it, I mean, that's your fault, man.
Yeah. It's one of those things like you just don't want to die without having used it. You know what I mean?
So his V-Skill is nice. He has V-Trigger a lot as a result. and he has, you know, cute teleport mix-ups.
Yeah. So again, just so you guys know, spin kick with kick, all three
AKA
kicks do it.
Down back kick.
Yeah. All three of the buttons do a different thing. Right. So the short one just kind of does a quick close hit, but it's pretty negative on block. The medium one, like we said, seems to be the safest one on block, and then the roundhouse one is the one where he goes up.
Okay.
And his specials can be canceled into V triggers as well.
They can be.
Yeah, and we should also mention that we forgot to mention this when we talked about V triggers. Except for Justin doing weird things with Bison, V triggers generally have startup. They have startup and recovery. So when you activate it, so in a game like Uniel, you could use Chain Shift, Killer Instinct. You could use the Instinct. There was another game of X Factor, for example.
Yeah, where you could activate a groove.
Yeah, and you could like see what's going on. No, in this game, like if someone's punching and you like mash V trigger in between to get a preview to up, no, you're just gonna get punched in the face.
In fact, more than a few times when I was playing Bison, somebody would activate V trigger and I punished with EX scissors.
Just on reaction.
On reaction.
Yeah. So the only reason why we mentioned Justin doing weird things is because I swear it looked like he was canceling the recovery into the super.
It did, yeah.
He was just like V trigger super.
For sure.
Yeah. Dude, Vi was saying that he was actually using reuse V trigger like Vi CC. Like he would actually walk up and someone would miss a button where it looks like he wouldn't be able to punish it in time. He would quickly V trigger, so he had plenty of time to really punish them with the whiff punish.
Why does that help?
Because it's easy to react with just boom, and then compose yourself and get the combo and stuff like that.
But it doesn't move you forward or stop time.
But it might give you a few extra frames or something. I don't know. But he was saying he was using it in
we'll see how it turns out. Okay.
Yeah, he said he was using it in footsies, so that's really interesting.
Okay. So Nash is definitely a pressure character. Maybe he's a fireball character too, but he's not a dragon punch fireball. He's not a flash kick kind of character.
Yeah, and also the reason why I brought up a little bit of that V trigger delay stuff is that I think his V trigger is instant. I think once you activate it, he's just invincible and he's gone, pretty much. I don't think he has startup on his.
Okay.
So I think he's just out of there. But we'll have to do some tests with that. Because I would like to test like on a meaty fireball or something.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Just do reversal V trigger, just get out of there. So, but he's interesting. I kind of liked him. So we'll see how he goes. But he does not play anything like Charlie or Kyle at all. So yeah.
Bison next.
Yes, he was the next one. So you really liked Bison.
I really liked Bison. Bison is a lot of fun. Bison was my secondary in Super Turbo, and I stopped playing him in SF4 because I felt he was much less interesting to me personally. And I feel like he's back to being really unique.
It's such a different design for Bison. It's more different than I've ever seen him.
I was thinking about this. I feel like he's one of the more consistently redesigned characters in Street Fighter, which I'm all about. I like that. I don't want to play the same character all the time.
I mean, lore states that, every time he's killed, he has to get a new body.
I'm sure that's why they do it.
Yeah, and absolutely why they do it. So, just to make sure that they keep up.
His new body has different
exactly.
properties, of course.
Exactly.
Spell change solved it.
Yeah.
So very slow walk speed, and everybody was kind of freaking out about that when they first saw how slow it is, because it is really slow.
Dude, it's slow.
Very slow. It's like Makoto slow.
Yeah,
But he has everything else. So he has great buttons. Stand Fierce is a new button for him. It's his far swipe, which is cancelable.
So good.
Very good button.
So good.
Stand Roundhouse is now a big old anti-air knee that also links out of it for big damage.
So if you get someone stunned, it's like jump roundhouse, stand roundhouse, then low strong into like scissors or something like that.
Which is going to be like 40% life.
Yeah.
Let's see. Slide is what you think it is. He has jump strong still. Like other than that, he has basically the buttons that you expect. But crouching medium kick is not cancelable.
Yeah,
I will say that.
So hard to get used to.
That.
I was playing him and all I wanted to do was low forward scissors because that's all you did in Street Fighter 4. So hard to break that muscle memory. But the interesting part is that his special moves are crazy this time.
So scissors is a little different in that it doesn't knock down. It does leave you very close to the opponent, and you get to keep pressuring. It's on hit. You get to keep going.
Right.
You definitely have advantage, and so that's really nice. That's different.
They've taken Head Stomp and Devil's Reverse and combined them into one move.
Yeah, right.
It's so good.
So you do Stomp, which is charge down, then up plus kick.
Yeah.
once you're in the air, you can press any punch button and you'll do Devil's Reverse, which is, you know, where he does a little hand to the side, he sort of floats around. Those are in the same move, as you said. Stomp itself is really good, first of all. It can cross up, it has a great hitbox on it, it moves well, and you can position it in different ways depending on the button. Devil's Reverse is like, it opens up everything, because you can place it in so many different spots. Like I said, you can aim Stomp with different buttons. On top of that, you can press jab and he'll just fall straight down with Devil's Fierce, he moves forward. And you still have stick control at the same time.
Right.
So you have like all these combinations of where you can end up with Devil's Reverse. And it's a way to like go up into the air and quickly come down for like a way to start offense, because it's plus on block if you do that. It's a way to move around fireballs, build meter, trick people.
Dude, the priority on it was ridiculous.
Great hitbox on it. It's really, really a good, cool move. He also has a new move, which is the little flame thing, which is down,
which is slash
up
kick,
punch.
With punch.
And he throws out these little flames.
And we actually didn't really know what to do with that move except for using it as anti-air.
That's all I used it for. Yeah, but then earlier today we saw people using it in pressure. And it looked like it really gives good frame advantage. So.
Right, so here's the trick. When you do low strong scissor kick, after you block the scissor kick, you're kind of even-ish. So Bison doesn't really have the advantage. But it's a true block string.
Right.
Low strong into the flames, not a true block string. But if they're thinking you're going to scissor kick, you do that into the flames, they don't do anything in that gap in there. They block all the flames, and now you still have advantage.
Right, so very cool little mix-up in there.
And then all of a sudden you do low strong into Devil's Reverse. And then it's
floating away or whatever you want to do,
It's craziness.
He also has charge back forward punch, and it brings up this ball. I only use ball in combos. We saw Justin use it as an anti-air from a certain range. EX version brings out the alpha fireball. And you can sort of hide behind it and approach. It's quite slow moving, which is nice for him. And those just really interesting, unique, special moves.
Right.
A lot of cool options, I feel.
Yeah, I've never seen Bison doing some ball in front of him or this flame thing. So it was just really interesting that they really decided to make him different. But of course, like we said, it was to respect the lore. Right?
Of course. So, it absolutely drives every decision.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Akuma's always been top tier.
Yeah.
Just want to point that out.
But he is a good character.
He is a good character.
Really good character.
Huge damage output. So V-Skill?
V-Skill, yeah.
V-Skill is much like Charlie's, except for it can both absorb a fireball and also reflect it, if you'd like.
But it can also absorb hits.
Yeah.
So anything that's a hit, he can absorb it. So it's almost kind of like a parry as well.
Right, but it's a canned response, right? It's not like Ryu, where it's the short window where he recovers with parry. He can do whatever he wants after that. Bison, he's definitely there. So, you're not doing a lot with it, but you do have a tool. You do have a tool.
Right.
Yeah.
And
there definitely is startup.
And the interesting thing is, too, is like he won't throw the fireball if you let go of the buttons. So you can just absorb a fireball and then just go about your business building some V-trigger. But if you hold the buttons down, then he'll absorb it and throw a 2-hit fireball back at you. So it's kind of neat. So you can get you can just be like absorb the fireball, and the guy's like, oh shoot, I better block the fireball, and then you just walk forward or something like that. Right? You can have a little mind games. That having said that, though, like I said, you can absorb hits. I saw him absorb Chun Li's head stomp one time. But if it's a multi-hit move, you can't do like absorb.
Right.
You absorb and then you get bodied pretty much by the rest of the buttons.
Yeah, for sure. V-Trigger changes a lot of stuff. All of his special moves get totally bonkers. They all have periods where they're invisible and invincible at the same time. For example, Scissors just has it. There's a time in it where as he's moving along with the scissors, you just can't see him. You can't hit him.
Right. So someone in the chat says Bison's V-Skill doesn't build V meter if he doesn't throw the fireball. That I don't think is true, because I asked Peter that specifically, and he's like, no, it builds it either way.
Okay.
So that's what he told me, but I don't know. Maybe Peter's wrong.
Well, we'll have to check. They're always changing the builds.
Right.
So he has invisibility and invincibility. Devil's Reverse is out of this world, man. In that mode, in V-Trigger mode, because he will go invisible and move really far and really fast,
and so autocorrect
and autocorrect too, right? So from about 2/3 screen, you can set up a cross up and you just appear there.
He just goes bzz, bzz, and comes down from the other side.
Yep.
So if you're not even aware of it, he's just gonna catch you from the other side.
Nobody knows this reference except for like 5 people, but it's basically old Bison in ST, how his Devil's Reverse worked.
Right.
Except for it's invisible and invincible and more controllable. Pretty good.
But the head stomp, he'll also disappear in the air and then just stomp all of a sudden. And if you block it, it actually goes boom and then he lands.
He lands right there, and I feel like he has advantage.
Yeah. Even scissor kick, when you did the scissor kick, he would disappear and then come out as a scissor kick.
Yes.
And so this is really cool because he can, when he dashes, he becomes like Shinko. How, Shinko's invisible for a short period of time, so he does the teleport dashes, right? Slayer from Guilty Gear, kind of style, right? But the thing about it is, I swear the startup of scissor kick and just dashing looks so similar.
It does.
So like, if he does this, if you see him disappear in scissor kick, you're like, oh, scissor kick. Then he disappears, and then he appears near you and he throws you.
Yep.
Because you're thinking scissor kick, right? So it's actually a really interesting mix-up in that situation.
And he recovers very quickly from the invisibility, so getting a grab is pretty fast. But on top of that, if you want to do like a stand strong and try to link it into something, if the opponent's not ready,
so if you can do that. If you didn't hear earlier, so someone asked, what's the notation for Devil's Reverse? Devil's Reverse head stomp, same move. So flash kick, and then you hit punch instead. So you can do both follow-ups, basically. You can let it stomp or just Devil's Reverse right away.
Right.
So. Oh, and that's right. And Justin told me that once you're in V-trigger mode, you don't have charge.
Yeah, we didn't know this last night, but Justin came up and told us that.
Yeah.
Dude, I gotta test things tomorrow
so
based on
apparently
that.
you just walk forward, scissor kick. You can walk forward, head stomp if you want to. So apparently when you activate, and not only that, okay, so here's the thing. He's one of the characters with 3 bars for V-trigger. Takes a long time to build up.
It does.
But then when he activates it, he gets buff. Like he's buff.
He's buff.
You have no charge? Holy crap, dude! He's gonna be so good. He's gonna be so good.
Dang.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to testing that out tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think he's really unique, very interesting, very strong.
Yeah, Bison's really cool. I mean, to be honest with you, I saw you were playing him a lot. Otherwise, I would have played him a whole bunch too. But you were fiending on some Bison. So I was like, all right, go for it.
I was.
Do your thing. So, but yeah, he looks really cool. And like I said, once you get them in the corner and you do low strong flame, low strong scissor, low strong Devil's Reverse, dude, he looks so scary.
I can't wait to walk up and press stand fierce and do down up punch and just get like some flames going. Just walk it up, stand fierce flames, stand fierce flames. Oh, it's gonna be so sick. Okay, well, Bison I like a lot.
Yeah, so someone asked, do you have to do the same inputs but don't have to hold, or do the commands change? No, it's the former. You just down up and all of a sudden it comes out and back forward, according to what Justin told me. Again, we didn't get a chance to try it.
Hopefully he's right.
Yeah. Well, no, he's right because he did the scissor kicks.
Okay.
He said he just walked up and did scissor kicks, so he would do like scissor kick, and stuff like that. So
yeah.
So
yeah. Okay. Is that it about Bison?
It's really interesting. Like I said, the biggest change for me, honestly, is that his stand roundhouse is not the god of buttons like it used to be. It's really about his standing forward now to be a good poke.
Yes.
And I mentioned this on stream a little bit earlier. I really feel like they universalize some buttons. Like standing forward is just like the poke. Like everybody's stand forward has just been like this really good poke so far. Like maybe only Charlie, I don't remember what Charlie's stand forward is, but the other 5 characters, all of them, their stand forward is really, really good. I feel like they universalize some moves, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see if that plays out.
I will say this, he has anti-air finally.
There's a lot of anti-airs, yeah.
Crouching Fierce is really good. Stand Roundhouse is pretty good. The ball, I guess, looked like it was pretty good from a certain range.
The flame, if you did it early enough.
Early flame definitely has a lot of anti-air property. So he's a different character.
Yeah, by the way, his super where he does that thing, it has to hit all the hits in order for it to go. Even if it hits like 3 out of the 4 or 2 out of 3, whatever it is, it won't activate, it looks like. It has to hit all of them. Not a lot of range, but you can do it in the air, and according to Peter, you can do it out of the head stomp.
Yo, don't Dragon Punch him.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
Yeah, he said you can do that. You can bait the Dragon Punch out and just be like...
I love that because that means that, like, one of Bison's traditional problems is that he has a big old floaty jump, and jumping for him is not easy.
Yeah.
But if you have the risk of air super, maybe the opponent doesn't want to take a risk on anti-airing you. Maybe you get a jump in.
So I didn't get a chance to test it out of the head stomp, but that sounds ridiculous. Dude, like you can kind of aim the head stomp, right? If someone jumps backwards, do you think you might be able to go whoop and then super and chase them down? That would be the sickest read ever.
That would be the best read.
The sickest read ever. Holy crap. That would be so sick. That would be sick.
Don't talk about Bison being the best or top tier or anything. That's stupid. First of all, Peter thinks that he's not.
Yeah.
Peter thinks that
in
other
that
characters
in
current build. But that's an important point. It's always changing.
Yeah.
Certainly, I can tell you this with a million% certainty: the game and its characters won't end up how it currently is.
Someone actually said Mike Ross actually did it, so, but I don't know, that might just be trolling, so, because Mike Ross is not about reads. He's just luck, like whenever he Ochio's Rekkas, it's just pure luck.
Yeah, he's throwing dice, sometimes they come up.
Yeah, exactly, so.
So, what do you want to talk about next? Cammy?
Let's go Cammy. Let's just go Cammy.
I didn't play almost any Cammy, but you played a bunch.
Oh yeah, I played a ton of Cammy. Gee, I wonder why. No, as soon as I hit low forward, I was just happy. Her low forward reaches so far. So a lot of characters have these really great low forwards, but they're not cancelable. Like Charlie's low forward reaches far. It's not cancelable. You can't do anything off of it, right?
Right.
Like Ryu's, you can do low forward fireball, didn't reach super far. Cammy's low forward reached so far, and it's cancelable. She's basically like AE 2012 Cammy. She's very similar to AE 2012 Cammy. Dive kicks are still really good.
Yeah.
She got some good pressure. So
the
two characters that Combo Fiend killed us the fastest with was Ryu and Cammy.
Yes.
Those are the two characters that he killed us fastest with.
Agreed.
But it's interesting because Cammy still doesn't really have any overheads, and she doesn't quite have the same throw mix-up game. But it's just like you make a mistake, she hits you, and then you're like 60% stunned, and then you're just like scared, right? So she's really good. You cannot Tiger Knee Cannon Strike. However, the interesting thing is if you jump and do the Cannon Strike, and there's a height restriction. If you do it too early, she will wait until she reaches the height and then dive kick. Oh, it's so beautiful. I was loving that.
Yeah.
Right? So the dive kick, it's not quite as good as it was maybe in AE, but you know, it's still pretty decent that if I do it on the top of your head, I think I can block.
Okay.
I think I can block, right? It's not like Cross Tekken where if you dive kick on the top of their head, you might as well just unplug the controller and walk away because you are dead pretty much, right? Like I always joked, like if you ever did the dive kick from the top of your jump, she'd just explode in the air in Cross Tekken and just take damage because I mean you were just asking for it, right? But EX one you can do Tiger Knee, but it's so different now because the EX one knocks you down.
Yeah, right. So EX is very fast and very far and looks ridiculous, but you don't get like big old link combos out of it. You can juggle afterward, but you don't get like Half-Life sort of combos.
In the corner, Peter actually mentioned and tried to show me this too, but like if you EX dive kick and pop them up, so her close standing strong that used to be the really good anti-air is just now back and fierce.
Right.
So you just pull that out anytime you want. So you could actually EX dive, pop them up, back and fierce them, punch them out of the air, and then when they land, you get the left-right mix-up, basically. You can go to one side or the other and get the mix-up. And then if she hits you, you get... And the thing is, if she stuns you, like, she has, like, crazy combos.
He did the sickest combo.
Yeah, basically, she has her Tor's Roundhouse move where she just kind of jumps up and does a double knee. Yeah. And if it hits, she can link out of it, right?
Very easy to link out of it.
Yeah, and so basically you do jump roundhouse, double knee, like strong, low strong, and like...
He had a V-trigger.
Yeah, he added a V-trigger in there and then did the EX, then the V-trigger drill into the V-trigger uppercut. Dude, like, we were dead. We were pretty much
pretty
dead.
Great.
Yeah.
Speaking of that Tor Roundhouse, I really liked that in footsies, seeing other people use that. You know, Cammy hasn't had the best footsies in a lot of games.
Right.
Some games she's had the best footsies.
Yeah,
actually, now that I think about it. But in some games she has not. And I feel like that is a nice addition to her game. She doesn't have the regular stand roundhouse, but she has a move that will go over lows and can be linked out of.
Dude, like, it's so weird. Like, they took away her stand roundhouse, which was, like, her best poke, right? So I was like, now it hits, like, diagonally up. And I was like, that's kind of weird, right? But now her crouch fierce hits like so far. Like before, her crouch fierce used to hit that way. Now that move hits like super far.
Right.
But see, that's another thing too. Everybody's stand roundhouse felt like an anti-air to me. Everybody's stand roundhouse felt like it was an anti-air. Like they unified that.
Not Birdie.
Well, it still kicks up there, and then it comes down a little bit, so it still can hit up there. I feel like most characters, like I really felt like they try to universalize a lot of the buttons and stuff like that. But in any case, she's really good. Like
yes.
Even like if you do hooligan, like if you pass over them, the slide and the dive kick will autocorrect. They'll like track.
Yeah.
Right? And the hooligan into dive is really good, by the way. It just works really well. And again, hooligan is only half circle forward. You don't have to have the up forward in there. She does have the throw option out of there, but they still have to be standing in order to grab them.
Right.
But drill doesn't hit low anymore.
That's true.
But drill is fast.
And far.
Like, it's faster and farther than I've ever seen, right? Not only that, but EX drill hits multiple times and passes through them. So if you do an EX drill at point blank range, like I feel like she can get out of the corner with that. Like if you leave a hole in your attack, she just does a low short EX drill. She might just be able to get out of the corner that way because it just passes through you and puts herself at a range where it might be hard to punish. So no, I think she's really. I think her footsies are maybe some of the best that she's had right now. I really like the buttons that she has, and if I can start putting in that low fierce in there every once in a while to replace the stand roundhouse, because I just wasn't even thinking about using low fierce because I just thought it was going to do this again. I didn't even test it for some strange reason. So, but her low strong is a punch to the ground, and that's basically her combo move. Basically, you can do like low strong drills and stuff like that.
Is low strong a low attack?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. But she's also one of the only characters that can do lights into medium into combos. So she's doing low jab, low strong drill. Like none of the other characters can do that. Like Ryu could do low short uppercut, like raw, because you don't have to do any of that linking stuff with the rapid fire buttons anymore. But just in general, like I just didn't feel like the light buttons were as useful.
I agree.
Yeah.
Anything else about Cammy?
Yeah, her V triggers and her V-Skill.
Oh, right.
So her V-Skill is the spin knuckle. When I saw that it was the spin knuckle, which has universally been the worst move she's ever had.
Yeah.
Like, my heart sank. Like, I was like, this is my V-Skill? Really? You gave me, like, the crappiest move they've never figured out how to make good in the V-Skill, right? It's actually not bad. It's faster than it's ever been before. And, like, it actually, I felt like, was the only way I could fight Birdie well, because if Birdie threw banana peels and soda cans, it was the only way for me to get over it, right, to attack. But not only that, it passes through opponents and will autocorrect as well. So it was kind of interesting. And if you do get them to block it, she seems like she's pretty safe or even plus. Yeah. So it looks like she can actually get to do stuff. Her V-trigger is really interesting. It drains a little bit slowly, but the only thing you get out of it is that her special moves get buffed.
Yeah.
I don't know what happens to Hooligan. I don't know what happens
Didn't try that.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. But dive kick hits multiple times, uppercut hits multiple times, and drill hits multiple times. Not only that, but drill hits multiple times and goes through people.
It's basically EX drill, right?
Yeah, but it hits like 5 times instead of just twice.
Okay.
Right? Not only that, but it seemed like it had invincibility.
It did. It seemed like it.
Yeah, because like people would just like jump attack, and it was like whatever jump attack. So really, really good. Really good V-trigger. But every time you use a special move, it drains a chunk of her V-trigger. Right. So basically, like, my estimate was like 40%. So you could do 3 of them if you just busted out 3 right away. But if you were dancing around and waiting at all, 2 is like the most you're ever going to get. Right. So someone asks, is combo scaling damage the same? We don't know yet. I have no numbers, so I cannot tell you. But it definitely did not seem as heavy as Street Fighter 4. But none of the combos were that long.
Right. Everything was short. Even that long combo we were talking about Combo Fiend doing was like 3 seconds long.
Right, yeah. The V-Skill, after when Cammy hits you with it, looks like you fell over. It didn't look like you could do anything afterwards. And it like I said, it's not only looked like it was safe on block, but it actually looked like it was it actually looked like it was plus on block sometimes. So yeah. She doesn't. Her old close hard punch is just heavy punch. You just hit heavy punch and she just does this. Now.
Right.
Yeah. So. But yeah, she's. I think she's really strong in this game.
Yeah.
I can't wait to play her more because when I was playing her, it's very slow because I just wasn't sure what I'm doing.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, once I start getting used to the dive kick heights and how much advantage in the timing and stuff like that, she's gonna be really good. She's gonna be really good. Like we said, at least 2 or 3 people were like, she's got to be the best character right now. So
yeah.
So
yeah. Okay. Birdie.
I felt like he was the best character so far.
Birdie is so good.
Dude, he's ridiculous right now. He is ridiculous right now.
Yeah. Okay, so so first of all, if you've played the alphas, Street Fighter alphas, he's not the same Birdie. He's not the same Birdie. He's a different character for sure. A lot of different stuff. In that game, he was a charge character. Not anymore. So he has quarter circle forward, which is the headbutt, which can go quite a ways. He has hold punch button and release, which is
turn around headbutt, but he goes up.
Goes upward and goes through fireballs and anti-airs.
Right.
And
unless you do the EX version, then it goes straight.
And EX is his only fully invincible option. EX, all 3 punches.
Yeah, so someone actually makes the comment that everyone thinks a grappler is top tier.
That's not even why.
Dude, yeah, because his SPD has nothing to do with why
matter.
he's good. Yeah, it has nothing to do with it.
So it's because of his buttons. He has what seem right now like the best buttons in the game. He just had every button is good in footsies. Right? Like literally, stand jab. First of all, we should say this: almost no button whiffed over crouchers.
Yeah,
I don't know that I even saw it the whole time.
Yeah.
So Birdie's stand jab is really good. Good range, again, hits crouchers. Stand strong is cancelable and really good in footsies. Great hitbox on it. Stand fierce is like half screen.
Dude, that thing is like the button.
It's big.
The button right now. So.
Stand short has no hurt box, it seems, on the leg. Right. It just hits. It's just like it crushes stuff.
Yeah.
Stand medium kick even has good range. Stand
that
roundhouse.
Thing hit far.
It has good range. His sweep is really far. Crouching medium kick is really far. Crouching strong is the best anti-air.
Yeah, and dude, was it RB who was using low jab?
And low jab is really good range, really fast.
Really good. Low jab looked really good. So
yeah, he has a lot of really good buttons.
Right.
And he can use them in different ways. You know, he can keep you at distance. He can keep you out. He can use them to harass you into staying still for command grab. Like he just has a lot of different stuff going for him, I feel.
Yeah.
With those.
And it really wasn't anything. It didn't feel like it had anything to do with his command grab.
No, so, really.
It was and what really makes him is that V-Skill as well. I think the V-Skill is really what kind of added to the whole thing. So he has these great buttons, but then on top of that, he has the V-Skill where he basically eats food and builds up his V trigger basically just for free, just like sitting there eating food.
If you press toward plus the mediums, he will eat a donut. And the donut's pretty fast. He just eats this donut. Once the animation finishes, he gets a pretty good chunk of his V meter.
And people were eating 3 donuts really fast.
Yeah, it's fast.
Donut.
Yeah, seriously. And then if you press down plus the mediums or back with the mediums, you'll get a banana or a can. A little rolling can or a stationary low banana. They both hit low. They both control space.
Oh, they do hit low.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And they stagger the opponent a little bit, so you get a free combo afterward. And like I said, he has these big buttons, right? So you can combo into stand fierce from really far, into sweep from really far.
Dude, the banana can be a combo breaker because when you hit Birdie, it stays. So sometimes he's standing. The banana's slightly behind him, and you kick him, and you do boom, low forward, and then you just get hit by a banana.
It stays there for a while too. Now the downsides are that you don't build as much V meter, and once you have one out, you can't throw another one until it goes away.
I don't think you can eat a donut until it goes away.
No, you can't do a V-Skill again until that goes away. So there is definitely a downside to that. You have to manage them well, but those really open it up. So in case you think, oh, big body character, I'll just lame him out, I'll stay away. Don't do that because then he'll eat a bunch of donuts and he'll have V-trigger. You don't want that. Right. So that really opens up his space control game and sort of makes you come to him. And like I said, great anti-airs, a lot of good stuff.
And speaking of his V trigger, one of the reasons why it's scary to let him build it is because once he does, he just starts doing gobs of damage, and his headbutts are a lot safer. Like when you do the headbutt, it looks like he does 2 of them, or is that just the EX?
That's
one?
EX.
That's just EX. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, things looked a lot more safe on block and such. So.
And much more damaging. Yeah. And he did more hits, so on block they do more chip. You know, it's just a lot of good stuff happens. His pile drivers become more damaging. The command grabs, which by the way are not 360 motion, they're half circle. He also has half circle back kick, which is that leaping grab.
Right.
Which has a lot of startup. You know, you're not going to land it too often once people get used to it.
Yeah, it's
cool for now.
Dude, right now, people are getting caught by it all day because it just looks like he's jumping.
He also has that chain move, which is a hit. He sort of winds his chain up and throws it out horizontally, and also an anti-air version. You can cancel it though, and
like while he's swinging.
While he's swinging it, and you build meter even still. So he can build meter quickly. He can control space. Those are not safe. They're quite slow to come out and to recover. So you can definitely do stuff about them, but. Another tool.
Yeah, they're good way, and I think it was RB who used it to go through Daigo's fireball. Like he actually caught him before the fireball got to him, so he actually caught Ryu's arms and was able to throw him, become invincible, and the fireball went through him. So good.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
So he has a lot of really good stuff. I think. I think that he's the most buttonsy character right now. It's not like I feel like his buttons are better than Chun Li.
Yeah, because the thing about it, the stand fierce, when he swings forward like this, when he's done with it, he retracts all the way back. So it's really hard to whiff punish it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think he's super good right now.
Agreed.
I think he's super good. So I did talk to Snake Eyes a little bit earlier today, and he said he tried Birdie and didn't really like him that much. But then I told him basically you just got to hit more buttons. He's not about the SPD. And he's like, oh, okay, maybe I'll try him again. So... yeah, and I told him to go back and look for, just watch the archive so he can see RB basically killing everybody with that character. So
yeah,
I think if you jump on the banana, you can block it, right?
If you land on it,
yeah,
it's probably like any low attack where you can, you can use your trip guard to guard it.
Now you actually said you thought you saw someone sweep the fireball, the banana away, right?
I thought I saw that. Yeah.
Now I do distinctly remember now. Seeing Bison slide at the banana and getting hit by the banana.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Maybe it was like one of those things where it was about to go away and he like swept it and it just went away.
Yeah,
I don't know. He has really good jump attacks too, by the way. Jump roundhouse, jump medium punch.
Jump forward.
They're all good, dude. All those buttons are good.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a bad button, I tell you.
He's super good. He's super good.
We didn't see this on stream, but he has a down toward fierce, which sort of dives under fireballs.
Like he body splashes and slides forward a little bit. And yeah, you can just pass right under fireballs, so yeah.
He's really good.
He's really good.
That's the characters. Anything else to say?
I'm excited.
Yeah.
The game looks really good so far.